Chase, there's not only new video games to talk about tonight on the Casual Hour.
Yeah.
There's new video game consoles that came out today. And these are both of the same ilk. Both really, really cool. Both purchased. Both
okay.
under $100. So these are both running, well, one's running Linux, one's running Android. They're two different takes on the Game Boy Advance. So Ambernick has had an SP styled one for a while. Like I think it's the RG35XX SP is what it was called. The RG35XX
rolls off the tongue.
It does. That's like those letters and numbers together with two other things after it are how they designate a lot of their models. So they had an SP, but now they just have the RG SP. So you've got the RG Rotate and the RG SP. And it is pound for pound the exact same footprint size as the Game Boy Advanced SP.
Sure.
Neo just dropped their Conquer Advance. That's one I sent you that was in the really cool Spice Orange. That looks like the traditional Game Boy Advance. And so both of those, one starts at $65 and the other one is $89. So they are coming. I never owned a Game Boy Advance. I still don't own a Game Boy Advance, but they both are pound for pound.
You kind of do. You have like a billion of the devices that basically do the same things.
But like, these are just cool looking. They're going to be eye candy. They all function.
They don't flip. They don't have your cool. I mean, they clamshell, but like they don't have the spinny flip like your other one does. That's the coolest one of any of these.
The Rotate is badass. It's such a fun little guy. And I like that because it's a touchscreen. And when you have it closed, I've fallen so hard I want a small ass fucking phone of that form factor. I just want like a little cube.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good, man. Anyway, those came out today. They're priced really well. You can do some really cool stuff. So if you are wanting to dip your toe into this, I can give you like $400 to $500 or less entry points into this wild and weird world, all the way up to $1,000. So there's some cool stuff happening. These are going to look really great up on the wall and the shelf, and I'm excited to play some games on them as well. But yeah, new games, new hardware. Shout out for approachable. Like those price points are great. I think those are fantastic for these. So I'm really excited about that. Bless you.
Yeah.
Getting you all worked up about this. You're allergic to my bullshit.
Well, I always have been.
Yes. But tonight we are here to talk about not new hardware, but some new games that we are excited about. We're not going to get into anything besides just the August releases, but we will talk a bit about the games that we had picked for July and just did they hit the mark for us? We'll look ahead. We'll each pick some games out that we're excited about. Chase curates this list by hand. This is a bespoke insight, an intimate evening into the wild pornography that Chase has curated for us to watch together tonight. So buckle up.
Did you add anything this month? You usually
I added one. I added one game.
You usually find like a game or two that I either didn't find or didn't think we would care about, and you went, no, I think we would care about it.
I added one in tonight, and I know why you didn't pick it, but I think you will think, hey, that looks cool. I'll never play it.
All right, you might need to tell me when we get to that because I don't know if I see it on this. I don't know if I know what I'm looking for on this list.
You don't. It's all. You know. That's what they say about porn. You can't explain it, but you know it when you see it. And so tonight we are here to break those down. Chase, thank you again for pulling this list together.
Sure.
How do you want to kick it off tonight?
Well, let's kick it off as we usually do, which is by looking back at the previous month. Bobby, we had a lot. Well, sorry, you had a lot of games that you picked for the month of July.
I know.
I had more than I usually do, but I got to be honest, I didn't play many of these games, so I'm wondering how well you did on yours.
Yeah.
So why don't we go down my list first because it will be a little faster. I had Turnip Mountain, Signy and Mino Against All Gods, Splatoon Raiders, and the Mermaid Mask. And I gotta say, didn't play any of them except for Splatoon Raiders, which I played a lot of.
You played a lot, or playing a lot of.
Yeah, I finished that game. I saw credits. We played this a little bit on Monday if people want to go see us playing it. in co-op, and I've finished that game, and they certainly add a lot of post-game content, which is mostly just the same content you were doing before, but even a little bit harder. I I think that's a game where I don't need to go back and play more big sessions with it, unless you go, oh hey, I'm gonna hop on Splatoon Raiders. You wanna jump on and play with me? I think in that instance I'll go, yeah, absolutely. That's a super fun game, and I'd like to play more. But it's at this point, I think I've seen most of the content I need to see, and I can see where that post game is going in terms
Sure.
of how they let you further customize weapons and abilities, and it seems fine, but not exactly what I'm looking for. We talked about it on Monday. I would like that game to have a little bit more uniqueness in its weapons.
It's pretty
and
samey.
final stuff. Yeah, I mean it
fun.
is still like, hey, you can take all these different little weapon perks and you can put them on one weapon. Like, okay, that's cool, but what I'm looking for is like a Destiny exotic that completely changes.
Yeah, I want
to
to build. I want a better build.
I want something crazy, and that game is not about giving you crazy things or crazy different things. It's about just like incrementally making the things that you have slightly better, and that's fine for a while. But now, once I've gotten over the hump of seeing the main content of the game, I've kind of gone like, I'm kind of okay unless somebody wants to play it with me, and then I'll happily jump in.
Well, the good news is, I think there's some stuff coming that we'll be playing together regardless.
That is very true. So, Bobby, as I mentioned, you had a number of other games on your list. You had Moss the Forgotten Relic. Did you end up playing that?
I've played it. I didn't pick it up out of VR. I already have it there.
Right.
So I have both of them. I heard that it's very well done, but it's one of those that benefits greatly from VR.
Yeah. Speaking of games you've already played, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced and Halo Campaign Evolved, did you go back?
I played a lot more Black Flag. I played quite a bit of Black Flag and having a great time with it. I played the first 2 levels of the Halo Combat Evolved campaign, and I do not feel uber compelled to go back to it. Like, it's not because it's bad. It looks incredible. It looks really, really good. And I mean, if I didn't have other things that felt fresh, like, I know this game so well, man. And I feel like same for Black Flag. Like, both of those, Black Flag maybe more so I could go back to right now, but it's just the campaign on Halo. There's no multiplayer. Not that I would want to do that, but I've played that so many times, and regardless of how good it looks, it still is what I remember it being. And I don't know, like, there's other stuff that's more deserving of my time for 2026 than that game.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I know I am still fully on that BDS train where I, couldn't play this even if I wanted to. But there's a little bit like the Star Fox for me of, I still think Halo Combat Evolved on the original Xbox is fantastic, and I still think it looks great, and I still think it plays great. So if I ever got the urge to want to play Halo again, I have a game that I can play. I also have the Anniversary Edition that has, what if we gave it a slight coat of paint, which kind of just feels like what this is, but even to a higher degree for this one. And I just kind of don't.
Yeah, man, that. It's cool. Like, it's Halo, so it's fucking cool. Like, Halo, this is one of the best games of all time. Yeah. But like, I'm amping myself up for the Ocarina remake. Like, I could be in the same boat there. Like, who knows? Like,
Bobby just can't wait to play these games that he's played before.
I would tell you that I'm feeling way more of a pull, not to like go back to the emulation stuff, but there's a lot of gaps back then, man. And like, I'm finding some really cool stuff to play. And I don't know, like, my attention's being pulled in a lot of different directions and not to some of the shiny stuff. Like, maybe I am a little exhausted with Microsoft right now too. And so like, maybe that's just, I mean, Halo is the most Microsoft ass thing I can play. Like,
sure.
That's like their mascot. So it's just like, fuck.
I mean, is it? Cause it's on PlayStation, right?
Well, that's the whole thing. Like, I bet you there's a sick reality where that physical copy, because you can go buy a blue fucking case with Master Chief on it, and with Sony walking away from physical media and Microsoft potentially walking away from everything, Xbox,
That's like a weird.
That could be a
capsule.
weird fucking thing for. I mean, like it's just. If I still played, well, I don't have a disc drive on my PlayStation, but there is a part of me that's like, hey, you just buy this on a PlayStation. Like that's a weird thing to think about.
Sure, but there are other Microsoft franchises that have never gone over to Sony. Like there's no Gears game on a Sony.
There was supposed to be.
Well, yeah, there was supposed to be
this year.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Just pointing out that, like, you know, Halo, I would have said, yeah, that Master Chief, that's the Xbox guy. But he literally is on a PlayStation, and Marcus Phoenix is not. So I don't know. You also had Splatoon Raiders on your list, which we talked about. You have Tears of Metal.
Very fucking good.
Okay.
Very, 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 very fucking cool, man. That game is right up your alley. Oh my God, that's a chase game.
Yeah, I do remember it looking pretty good.
It's so good, dude. It's Dynasty Warriors meets Vampire Survivors. It's fucking awesome, and it's co-op.
And it's early access though, so you know I still would like to wait until that game is out.
I know.
One and on a system that isn't.
It's sold a lot, by the way.
I'm sure it has.
People are very into it.
Speaking of games that sold a lot, Pal World 1.0 also was on your monthly picks, and I know you've been putting some time.
That's where I've spent most of my time because I am sick. If I'm not modding fucking ROMs and doing dumb shit, I'm in a factory with a bunch of fucking furries and Chase. I am sick. I am
sorry. I've got to write down this this title for the podcast. In a factory. Keep going.
So yes, Pal World 1.0 is so good. Like, you know, I was high on Pal World. The 1.0 is so much more substantial of an upgrade to what this is. Like, holy shit, they delivered big time. And I think this will be looked at as like one of the better on-ramps for early access to 1.0. There's so much user-generated feedback that you can see at play. Like, this is one of the most quality of life survival games, and that's really what it is more than anything. This is a survival craft game that you can go and do all, like, you don't really have to engage in some of the stuff in the game if you don't want to, but I don't know why you wouldn't. There's just so much in this sandbox that is so fucking fun, and it's dumb. Like, this is one of the dumbest things I've played, but I love it so much. It's so good.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll check in more with you on Pal World as it continues.
Yeah.
I mean, have they do they have like a roadmap of more stuff that's happening?
Not right now. I think it's just stabilizing all. I mean, the 1.0 shit that changelog was massive. I don't know if I still have it pulled up here or not. It was so big, dude. But there's another game I'm checking out too called Scrap Mechanic. I'm not going to talk about it until another show, but it's really cool too. It's also a crafting game, but it's kind of like nuts and bolts crafting, which is wild. So I was busy. I'm hoping to get caught up on a lot this month. I do have some new stuff though, but I'm hoping to recover because next month is going to be really rough.
Well, the end of this month into next month is going to be rough. Yeah, absolutely. As you will see a little bit of as we get into our monthly preview. But one last thing we have to do before we get into those actual games is talk about some of the free stuff, and that means talking about PlayStation Plus, where we are getting a number of games here that I pulled up here. We have Dying Light 2 Stay Human: Reloaded Edition. Ridiculous.
What's that coming out to?
That is PS5 and PS4. You can get that version.
Okay. It was good, I think.
Sure.
I think that was good. Dying Light 2, right?
Yeah.
I didn't play all the DLC and expansion, but the vanilla core release I beat. I really had a good time with that.
Okay. Well, I might just grab it for free and probably never play.
It's got some really cool parkour in it.
Yeah, I do like parkour.
Yep.
I don't really care for zombies.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of zombies though, and it's kind of fucking scary. So you might not like it for two things.
That's probably not my cup of tea then.
Yeah.
What might be my cup of tea, as we will talk about here in a little bit, but it's also on PlayStation Plus, so we'll mention it now. Big Walk.
Fuck yeah, man.
Is free on PS5 with PlayStation Plus Essential. And I think I will be taking advantage of that. We'll talk about that here.
I feel like we've been talking about that game for a while.
Yeah. It had some trailers, and it was something unique and looked unique, and yeah. So I'm pretty excited about that one. We'll talk more when we see the trailer of it as we go through. But there is also Signalis, which is from the PS4. But you can play it on your PS5. I'm trying to remember Signalis. When I'm looking at this screenshot on the PlayStation blog, it reminds me a lot of 1,000 Times Resist, but I don't think that's exactly what this game is.
I think it's. Oh yeah, this is. This was billed as like very much old school Resident Evil. So this is like Resident Evil 1 and 2 in practice, but it is. It's one of the first that I could recall. It was 2022 when it came out. Not the demake, but you've seen this trend of like the PS1 era graphics, like
this isn't Crow County exactly.
No. It was like getting towards that.
Sure. Yeah, kind of like a top-down isometric-y one of these.
People loved this game. Like, just to put it in perspective, it's got overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam with over 20,000 reviews there. Like, it hit hard. So this is a big month. It's like PS Plus, like Big Walk, this, and Dying Light. Like, those are very good games to add to your collection. 100%.
Yeah. And then not a game exactly, but an add-on pack to a game that is also coming out this month that you can get some free stuff if you're a PlayStation Plus member, is the Marvel Tōkon Fighting Souls PlayStation Plus pack, which on August 6th, all PlayStation Plus members can acquire this pack that contains 2 sets of items. One is 5 avatars, inspired by characters
from
Marvel
Airbender
Tōkon Fighting Souls. No, not that one. Captain America, Storm, Spider-Man, Doctor Doom, and Ghost Rider. So those are avatars for like your profile, I believe. I don't know if it's your profile in the game or just on your PlayStation generally. I guess that's probably your PlayStation generally. And then the second pack, or the second item in that pack, is a set of in-game result screen character poses featuring 20 characters, including Spider-Man, Ms. Marvel, Star-Lord, Penny Parker, and more. I don't exactly
Penny Parker's
know what that
so
means.
Fucking good though.
Yeah, that's true.
She has her mech, right? Spider mech.
Yes.
God, she's such a cool character.
I forgot the name of it. There is because Spider-Man showed up in Magic the Gathering. There is a Penny Parker card, and I remember going like, that's not bad.
Penny Parker's great.
Yeah, she was a good part of the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
The
Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so
are we going to go see the new Spider-Man?
Sure, I'll see a Spider-Man. That's probably the last Marvel thing I would watch.
All
at
right,
this point.
let's go turn our brains off for a couple hours and watch Spider-Man.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah,
it's been a while since I've been to a theater.
There's still a thing.
Apparently. Okay, Bobby, let's get right into the monthly releases now, and we will start on the 4th, which for us was yesterday. So this is out right now. Beast of Reincarnation came to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. This is the one that is made by Game Freak. Game Freak
joint.
Yeah. So if you don't know, Game Freak, they made Drill Dozer, and what's the elephant's name? Somebody, the badass elephant.
Dumbo.
Tembo, I think.
Tembo.
The badass elephant. I need to know this. Because Tembo the badass elephant, and then some small game called like Pokemon, I think is what it's called, some weird Japanese shit. But Beast of Reincarnation. This, watching the trailer, this certainly looks like a Souls game. But what you were describing to me, it sounds like maybe it's a little different than that.
This has a lot more Nier in it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's certainly. I think you still have to talk about Dark Souls a little bit when you play this game. But it feels way more like actiony and more like it's not as punishing and slow. It's even so far, I'm only like 30 minutes into it. Wukong, is a game that I loved, and I thought that was very challenging, but I have not found the combat to be on that level of like skill requirement for like even a Wukong. So this feels, if you're looking at tiers, like Dark Souls being like that top like difficult Souls, Wukong being just below it, Sekiro probably between those two, or like Nihon between the two of those, and then I would put this one down there with it. But it's a very weird game. Like it's weird shit so far.
It looks weird. Like it
yeah.
looks like it's trying to bring in a little bit of Monster Hunter into it and bring in some Souls like stuff that we talked about. And if you're saying that there are some near elements to it as well, it's interesting. I'm sure that it's I have not been paying attention, and I will continue to not pay attention, but I have a feeling that there are a whole bunch of people out there going, why can't Pokemon look like this? And it's like, because they didn't have to make 1,000 fucking monsters like that.
I think the problem that they're running, what Game Freak has now bumped into, is not only upset Pokemon fans, but if you throw something like Souls-like out there, I think that you have a certain requirement to meet for that fan base. And this is pretty far from it, from what it's seen. Like, I'm actually liking it, so that should tell you something. But it's got like, I think people are saying this is a really strong 6 or 7 out of 10 type game. So I think people were expecting Game Freak. I'm like, you motherfuckers haven't played Pokemon in a long time if you think Game Freak's still shipping hot products. But
yeah.
I think this is cool. I could see it maybe being repetitive. I don't know how far I'll go with it, but I'm very curious to know more about the world that's happening, because I think the world's pretty fascinating, of this really like high future tech with some crazy like organic elemental type shit. Like it's a very weird take on cyberpunk.
And like a lot of traditional Japanese stuff in here too. Like there's some stuff that I look at it and see and it's like, oh, that's like Kunitsugami style,
100%
style like aesthetics, but also there's all the technology stuff. And I don't know, it's interesting. Thinking it's cool to see Game Freak branch out a little bit more into different things. And those other games that I mentioned, Drill Dozer and Tembo, were both still like cute and cartoony games. They certainly didn't have like Pokemon aesthetic, but they were still like cute and cartoony games. And this one really feels like a big departure from what we've seen Game Freak make before. And that's cool. I hope this game does well. I hope they learn something from it. And maybe that's some cool stuff that they can bring back into the Pokemon franchise, or, I don't know, but I think it is cool to see them not allow themselves to just be pigeonholed into making Pokemon.
It's also kind of weird that they don't have it on Switch. It's not on any Nintendo stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's probably graphically heavier to the point that a Switch couldn't necessarily play this. But yeah, you're right. Like with Game Freak being so tied to the Pokemon Company and both of them being so tied to Nintendo, it does feel weird when they don't actually make a Nintendo game. But it reminds you that Game Freak is technically an independent studio from Nintendo. It's just that Nintendo has a stake in Pokemon.
Totally.
Also on the 4th, we mentioned earlier, Big Walk. Hell yeah, coming to PC, Mac, Switch 2, and PS5. This also comes from a developer who made a very popular game called the Untitled Goose Game. This is House. And great to see them have the freedom of the success of something like Untitled Goose Game to go and make something big and weird and ambitious. And it seems like from the early buzz that I've seen is that people are really taking to it and thinking this is a neat thing.
So I think people have become accustomed to friend slop. And I don't think that's like, when I say friend slop, I don't have any bad meaning behind that at all. When I say that, like, I like those friend slop games. It makes me wish that I had a consistent group of people to play with, which I just don't. And I've heard from people who've played this, like we thought it was going to be another friend slop game, and it's way, way more smart and intelligent and fun and thoughtful. And like, not that those other games aren't that for people.
But that is people. I mean, that word friend slop, which I don't really like using because it feels like it's lost meaning at this point. It feels like friend slop just means multiplayer game at this point, and people just are attributing it to whatever. Also, it just feels a little outdated at this point, like it's a relic in time. But there's there is certainly a difference between when those people who are calling some games friend slop, it's just kind of like, oh, it's a thing where you just walk around with your friends and you're not. I mean, the gameplay is there, but the gameplay is kind of secondary to just hanging out with people.
Yeah.
And this is very much a video game that you guys are playing. You and this group of friends are deciding to play this game, and just being there together is helpful, but I think it's more putting the emphasis on cool video game that requires these other people to make the mechanics work in a way that I think this is closer to peak than some of the other kinds of games out. What was that? What was that game that you played with some people on Casual Mondays that you guys were like,
oh, me, Jason, and Johnny. It was the oh my god, you're wearing like the hazmat suits,
right? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what it was called, but like that felt a little closer to, I guess, what I considered friend slop to be. Of, it's more about having fun with your friends and fucking around, and the video game part. I mean, not that didn't have a video game element to it, but this one really feels like it is challenging and puzzling you to work with your friends and make things happen. I think the most exciting thing to me about this, and you mentioned we don't have the friend group exactly. Like, you and I play games together. We played Splatoon together, and you generally like playing on PC, and I generally don't. So that does make things a little bit more difficult for when we do play games together. But we don't have like a dedicated 4-person group. Back when we were playing Destiny, we didn't have that third person all the time that would be able to play with us. And that does make it difficult when you see trailers for Big Walk here, and you see, it was a handful of seconds back there, but it was like 4 of these dudes standing on top of each other's shoulders to hit a button. And I'm thinking, well, we could never accomplish that puzzle, right? Because we're 2 people, and that required 4 people, and there's just no way. But the thing that got me really excited was hearing that the game, they've actually kind of built 3 different islands of stuff. So I guess it's like the same landmass, but it's different puzzles that have been curated to work for, hey, this is a 2-person group that we're going in. Okay, you're doing the 2-person island then, and that island has, bespoke style puzzles for you. Or here's one that you can play with 3 people, and then I think the last one is 4+, because you can play with more than 4 people. But that makes me really excited that, okay, you and I can at least get something out of this video game. And then if we're able to get one of our friends who, doesn't game with us as often, but occasionally will jump in, like a Pierce or like a Jiggy, like maybe we can make 100%. That work if they're interested in jumping in with us. But knowing that at the very least you and I can figure this out is pretty cool. And it doesn't hurt that this game also reminds me a decent amount of The Witness, which that I have a weird outside love for.
Well, here, we're going to be playing this if anybody's listening right on Friday. Save Monday night, 9 p.m. Central. We're going to be streaming this one. We might have a Pierce or a Jiggy play this with us. I don't know if they're going to be grabbing it. It is discounted right now. I think it's normally $20 and it's $15 on the Switch. I believe you can buy it on the PlayStation as well if you're not subscribed for the same amount for $15. Yeah. And then it's $15 on PC also.
But I think being on PlayStation Plus is like a super smart move, and we've seen that happen before with some PlayStation, with games that have come out on PlayStation that are very much multiplayer games, where PlayStation has put them on PlayStation Plus, so it just gives them a better opportunity. So knowing that it has crossplay, knowing that it has a low barrier to entry with something like PlayStation Plus, I'm really excited to see how well this game does and how people continue to take to it. So because so far the reviews that I've seen and the stuff that I've read from other people sounds like everyone's really excited, and that's very cool to me.
I can't wait to check it out.
Cool. Also on the 4th, we'll get to games that haven't come out at some point, but 2 video games came out on the Switch and Switch 2. D-Hopper and Zero Racers. Now, Bobby, both of these video games were supposed to be released on the Virtual Boy, which is why
that just came out from Nintendo. You can buy those now.
Yep, exactly. So when these games were first supposed to come out on the Virtual Boy, The Virtual Boy famously got canceled, and when it got canceled, so did these video games that were in development. So, like Star Fox 2 with the Super Nintendo Classic, they're kind of reviving them and putting these games on this service. I believe you can play these games without having to get these Virtual Boy attachments, whether it's the cardboard one or the actual physical plastic unit. I think you can still just play these on your Switch or Switch 2, but they are going to have the stereoscopic 3D stuff if you do use those little peripherals with them. But Zero Racers is kind of a racing looking game. It looks a little bit like F-Zero, even though it's not. It's called Zero Racers, but it has nothing to do with F-Zero. And then D-Hopper is actually a game that was made by Intelligent Systems, which are the Fire Emblem people, the WarioWare people, and that's pretty cool. But this is, I think D-Hopper, it stands for Dragon Hopper.
Dragon Hopper, yeah.
Yeah, it's been rebranded as D-Hopper for this Virtual Boy release, even though it was originally called Dragon Hopper. But that, I believe, is like a top-down, action-y, maybe even a little RPG elements to it. And I've heard people say that it's actually kind of cool. So,
oh, neat.
Again, just cool to me that these games, like Star Fox 2, have been polished up, put onto a thing, and Nintendo is, finding ways of bringing back their old history. That is something that Nintendo kind of struggles with on making their old games available to people, or when they do, it's in very limited ways. And this one is also a pretty limited way, only working with your Switch online stuff. But still cool that these games that had been basically mothballed are now finding some new life, and people can go try them out.
Yeah, I wonder if there's. I don't suppose there's anything, because don't you put the Switch into the Virtual Boy, the one that they released?
I think so. Yeah, I don't.
I think it's just like a shell. I don't know if you can plug that one in. Anyway, it's cool. Like, hey, game preservation, very much a good thing right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on. This one's just for me, Bobby. On the 5th today, Super Robot Wars Y Anniversary Expansion Pack came out. Super Robot Wars Y is a game that came out a while ago on PC, Switch, and PS5. But this is the final big update. So they made an anniversary update as well as a free update that came out yesterday. But this is the final. They had a live stream for Super Robot Wars, and they announced that, hey, this is it. We're putting some stuff in it. It's got, there's some Gundams in there that I'm interested in, and some other stuff that I'm not as interested in. But that might just be a good excuse for me to go back and actually finish Super Robot Wars Y at some time, or just to at least go back and pick at it a little bit more. But that's cool.
It doesn't take much to bring you back in.
It doesn't. Even if I had to pay $30 extra for this pack of stuff, which is not an insignificant amount of money, but I am me, and that's what I do. But they announced that because this is the final update to it, it's final because they're moving on to the next thing, and the next thing is going to be a remake of the PSP game. I don't have it in front of me, the name, but it is a ridiculous name. It's like Super Robot Wars Zero something, blah blah blah, something else. A game that I hadn't played. It was never brought over to English before, so that's cool. And I sounds like there's some cool franchises from that game, so I'm looking forward to that whenever the hell that comes out. But it's in the meantime, we've got this Super Robot Wars Y expansion pack, and that's
hell yeah,
that's fun for me. Okay, Bobby, let's get into some real fucking video games that are out or coming out now. On the 5th, again today, Fields of Mistria is coming to the PC. This is the one you added, yes?
It is.
Okay, tell me about Fields of Mistria. It looks like old anime. I like old anime.
I know. Honestly, Chase, this thing is really, really good, but it's something you'll never play.
Yeah, I saw after the trailer, after the cutscenes of the old looking anime that looked really good. Now I'm seeing something that is 100% just Stardew Valley, and I am out.
Yeah, but it is a more romance focused version. Like Stardew definitely has that also, but you can court folks in this. There's definitely some fantasy and very crazy, like mystical, magical stuff going on. So like I haven't gotten too deep into it. I downloaded it like a week or so ago because I thought the price was going to go up when it hit 1.0. This is another beloved game. Like this has 20,000, I think, if not more, overwhelmingly positive. People really, really like what they're doing here. And I can tell you it's a hell of an onboarding. The best thing I can say about it, and like Stardew is no slouch and like definitely has upkept like with really meaningful updates.
Sure.
This kind of feels like, oh, I really like this Pokemon clone. And like, so a game that is going and harkening back to what you loved of another game style, like, which Stardew is just doing that for Harvest Moon and so many others. But
sure,
this one feels out of the gate like it can stand pretty tall next to a Stardew Valley, which is exciting. So very cool setting, very cool writing, acting. The music's great. The quality of life stuff you would get from a farming life sim is there. It's really neat.
and the elevator pitch of what if Stardew Valley but anime does
Yeah.
seem like there's a very big Venn diagram
Big
that
time.
overlaps for the kinds of people who would like both of those things. So that does seem up other people's alley. I know you're not the biggest anime guy, but you are definitely a big Stardew guy. So I'll
Visually, I like the
if you
80s and 90s anime styles quite a bit.
Sure.
I like that older style quite a lot.
All right, on the 6th, Echo Breaker comes to the PC. This I thought looked really interesting. It seems like a neon white kind of game.
I love the look of it.
Yeah, it's got a really cool look. It's got this isometric camera angle, but from like the neon white perspective, it is all racing stuff. It is all parkour. It is shooting enemies and wall running and doing all these moves. This kind of freedom of expression.
It's got this really cool like fuzzy look to it, like very like 90s CRT. Like it's got a glow to it in such a neat way.
There's some polygonal stuff going on that harkens back a little bit to something
this
like
is
Rez.
Fucking rad. Holy shit,
it does
that's
look
cool
really
looking.
cool. I just am not a time trials guy, and even though like Neon White was a game that won my game of the year the year that it came out, which man, I bet if I went back I would probably amend that one. But I do remember really liking Neon White at the time, but I'm just not a time travel or time trial guy. It seems cool. I mean, it's PC only, so that's another reason.
I love the look of this thing, man. Holy shit, this looks cool.
It is a looker. So yeah, if you end up picking that up, maybe that would.
Do you know who's making this?
I don't.
Let me see. This looks like a Devolver game.
It has some Devolver energy to it, sure. But this is a game that I think if you ended up picking it up, I would happily watch you play it on a casual Monday sometime.
Published by Weekend Games and Upstream Arcade made it. Looks like their first game on Steam. Weekend Games put out Echo Breaker, Little Corners, any of these, Drifter. Oh, Death Howl. I played that. That's cool. They put out Hyperlight Drifter, I think. No.
Oh,
no. Sorry.
Yeah,
they did not put out Death Howl. They've only put out Little Corners in this. My apologies.
Okay. Still.
Yeah.
Cool stuff.
Cool stuff.
Let's move on also to the 6th. Marvel Tōkon, Fighting Souls is coming to PC and PS5. Similar to a Stardew Valley, sometimes there's not enough anime to get me to like something. And I just can't do Marvel.
I do think this is good though.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's made by Arc System Works, who have made fantastic fighting games in the past. The Dragon Ball Fighters is one that I really love, and I think this game looks good. One thing that does bother me a little bit is this is 4v4 tag matches, and that seems excessive. I like tag. Don't get me wrong, but like I like Tatsunoko versus Capcom, which is a 2v2. And I also certainly like Marvel vs. Capcom, which is a 3v3. 4v4 just feels like you're going to be playing these matches.
Dude, do you know people are going to lose their fucking mind over this thing?
Totally. I mean, and it's not like Capcom is making Marvel vs. Capcom anymore, and the last one they made was not great. Nobody liked it. So it's cool that Marvel fighting games are seeing a bit of a renaissance, and they're getting a studio that is really good at making fighting games especially fighting game adaptations of other properties. They're coming out and making something like this. I bet this will do well. Evo has become not the right fighting tournament to watch anymore because of outside influence and private equity shit. But I'm looking forward to other tournaments that might pop up and show some of this. I would not mind watching some of this. But again, like 4v4 just feels like these matches are going to take forever. Maybe they won't be best of threes. Maybe it's all best of ones if you're playing 4v4 that way.
That's crazy.
But I do like the style. I like
that
it
looks
found great. New anime versions of all these Marvel characters. Like what does an anime version of Doctor Doom look like? He still kind of looks like Doctor Doom, but I kind of dig it. So
I mean, between this and Rivals, I think Marvel fans are kind of feasting on good games. Apparently, like both of those are not games for me, but
Marvel fans have been feasting for decades.
The last 10 not as much, but
feasting's maybe the wrong word. Being force fed.
They've been force fed
over the last decade. Certainly is true. All right. Also on the 6th, Montabi is coming to PC, Mac, Nintendo Switch 2, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. Man, I look at this game and think this probably would have been my absolute shit.
It still can be
just 5 years ago. I don't know. We've just had so many of these games, Bobby.
I exclusively held this one back. I played the demo at the last Next Fest or Summer Games Fest, whatever it was. And I was like, oh man, Chase will think this is real cool. And I was just like, I might pick this one up and play it with him. And then I saw your note in the episode. And I'm like, God damn it. It's cool. It is cool. There are a lot of these, but
yeah, I mean, it's for people who are listening and not watching. Like this is like a Pokemon roguelike game. You're picking up monsters for your team. There's
on your
also
run.
A little bit. Do what?
It's like it's like per run.
Oh yes, per run. Yeah. But also there's kind of some like Mega Man Battle Network stuff where you're moving, where your characters go on a grid, like a 3x3 grid, and your opponents have a 3x3 grid. It looks okay, but it also just feels like a completely oversaturated genre at this point, and I don't know. What I do know though is Tonki is a fantastic design. It's just a little monkey that is on a skateboard, and you know what? Monkey on a skateboard is a pretty great Pokemon design, if you ask me.
Yeah, Tonki's not bad.
Now, animated water in a fire hydrant, maybe a little less so, but I do like Tonki.
I didn't get to play a lot as it was a demo, so I don't know like what the progression and like runs and persistent nature of this looks like, especially if you are going to have like evolutions and things like that. But I'm curious, like maybe it'll have like a really good entry point, strong start, bad finish. Who the fuck knows? I'm on the fence. Just kind of told you I want to clean up August, not add a bunch to it.
Well, that's fair. I mean, if you do end up picking it up again, I think this would also make for a pretty good casual Monday stream. And maybe you don't even have to pick it up. Maybe we could just play the demo together and we could get a better sense of the game that way. But
there's probably something else I'm going to be doing,
That's fair. I believe it. But, a card-based roguelike with Pokemon-style elements, it's like, buddy, I feel like...
It's checking the boxes.
There's 20 of those out there. But I like the art style of this one. I think it looks nice. I do really like the monster designs. I just think this kind of comic book...
The fire hydrant's pretty good.
I don't think the fire hydrant's good.
Fire hydrant's pretty good.
I like the monkey. The catfish is okay, and I thought the fire hydrant was kind of lame. Okay, Bobby. This next game, obviously nobody cares about. On the 6th, Restory is coming to the PC. Just some kind of junk game. I guess we could probably move on. Did you have anything you wanted to mention about this one?
I think this looks so cool.
Yes, this is absolutely Bobby's shit. In fact, it's
I
so
like
much Bobby's shit that Bobby sent it to me. It's like, look at this game. And I said, yep, that's your birthday present, bud.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you doing that. I like a good sim. I play a lot of them. I don't stick with most of them, but when I stick with one, like when one really hits, I kind of go full tilt. And I have a feeling that Restory is going to do that because it is, I believe, early 2000s Japanese repair shop for technology.
Sure.
And so you get to take
I see something that's basically the equivalent of a Motorola Razr.
Yeah.
I see a PSP. Like it is absolutely going for that style of tech. And yeah, it looks like a bunch of shit you can fiddle with and tinker with, and that's your that's
I know,
definitely
man. I cannot
your
wait.
stuff.
I think we're gonna have we're absolutely gonna stream this game.
Figured.
We'll see how we're feeling about Big Walk and others, and I'll try and sneak this in sometime in the month of August. But I am very excited for Restory.
All right, bud. Well, again, happy birthday. I'll be
Thank you.
grabbing that as soon as the clock turns midnight, and that is available for me to buy.
Ciao.
On the 12th, taking a bit of a jump here for Pro Jank Footy, which is coming to PC, Switch 2, PS5, and Xbox Series X.
This looks like something you would be into.
I don't know if I'm into this because, again, it does feel like games we have before. Like this just feels like Vampire Survivors and Balatro and a bunch of bullshit kind of thrown together.
Or Blase Ball.
Blaze Ball is not. No, that's not the same thing. I know what you mean. And I guess from a inspiration.
Oh my God, they have a blue screen of death after that person got fucking foot checked. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is a weird soccer game. It's like a
WarioWare thing.
It's a little bit like what if WarioWare met rugby.
Oh my God, this looks absolutely mad. Holy shit.
I mean, they're definitely going for some kind of Balatro style. What if just everything got crazy? Like you get these power-ups going on from these cards that will, make one player giant, or one player rides a car now.
Dude, it's like, what if we just made bowling strike cutscenes a video game?
Absolutely.
Like that's what this is, the energy of. It's like a bowling lane cinematic is what this is. Meets WarioWare.
Yeah, it looks wild, and I bet this seems kind of fun. But there is part of me that just goes, we have so many of these kinds of roguelike games. I do like that this one is not just a turn-based thing. This is actually playing a rugby style soccer kind of game, but now you've just added on all these mutators or modifiers on top of it.
What a wild thing.
It does look pretty wild. Who knows, maybe I'll end up picking this up. It does seem kind of appealing. On the 13th, Wild Blue Skies comes to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Bobby,
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
We have so many of these.
No, we don't. We have two that are not Star Fox.
We have more than two, but
you have two.
Two that have been prominent. This is one of them. And
listen, you can't say I've played Star Fox. I wish it was different. And then you get different. And then you say it's not Star Fox. I don't want to play it. You can't do that.
I understand. I understand that I'm being rude and that it's wrong, but I don't know. Like, this looks fine. It looks like a good Star Fox game, and obviously Nintendo is not going to make a good Star Fox game that is new these days. So, sure, I'm glad people are out there fighting the good fight and trying things like this. I don't know, man. If I don't have my boys Falco and Slippy and Peppy by my side, I just don't know if I'm as interested in playing one of
All
these
right, look,
games.
I'm gonna send something to you so you understand what I'm about to say. I'm gonna put it in the chat here on Discord for you.
Okay. I feel like I'm being punished.
You're not being punished. I'm gonna actually support what you're saying. So what happens when I play these things is that I'm immediately going back and being like, okay, that's just wish.com Slippy. Okay, this is Temu Fox.
Yeah.
That's Bargain Bin Falco. And I know what they're doing. They're not standing on their own 2 feet. They're just standing on the shoulders of these other furry bipedal things. I was at the Branson, Missouri 5 and Dime, and I was going through a toy aisle, and they had these toys that looked like the Avengers from afar, but they were up close called the Revengers. And Chase, I sent you a picture of the Revengers.
It's an incredible picture.
It's an incredible picture. The incredible fella is pretty awesome.
Yeah, you need to put this on Blue Sky and just do one of those viral tweets that's tag yourself. I'm,
I'm
whatever.
incredible fella.
Are
I'm
you
Fedora Ron.
Are you Nighty Night KNIGHTY
I'm Detective
KNIGHT?
Horse.
Or are you just Greg, which looks like a skin Twi'lek?
It's regular raccoon. So,
Timothy, I see. Yeah.
What the hell? Oh my God! Did you see the video?
Oh God, that's
it says it's 1 hour of silence, occasionally broken up by Michael Jackson sounds.
Oh no, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Bobby, you need to be better on the draw. Don't take this off. Take this off the screen. For fuck's sake, this is gross. Wild Blue Skies, I bet, will be a perfectly fine video game.
It's good. I've played the demo.
I'm sure. I just don't have the excitement for it
That's
that
fair.
I would if
it's not the Revengers
Star Fox game came out. Yeah, you're right. All right, this game that we're seeing now on the 13th is Dusk Fade, which is coming to PC, Switch 2, PS5, and Xbox Series X.
This is Kingdom Hearts, right?
I don't think so. On one hand,
that's a Keyblade. This is just Kingdom Hearts.
I would say it looks more Dark Souls.
His shoes are maybe 2 sizes too small.
Actually, you know what? From like an actual gameplay perspective, maybe the combat is a little bit more like Kingdom Hearts. So like
that's what everybody said. I don't know why like it even got the Souls-like tag. Like I played the first bit of this. I'm like, oh, this is Kingdom Hearts. I don't want to play this because I don't like Kingdom Hearts. And people were saying that. But I was like, Souls-like, that's not what this is. But maybe it is. I don't know.
I mean, it does in that it seems like it's, you're dodging and slashing. I mean, that is just kind of what an action game is these days. Maybe we're just saying Souls-like to everything. I like the movement tech here.
It's good.
That it does feel like you're moving a lot. There's these grinding things. There's wall.
It's like a DreamWorks movie.
Yeah. Is that a good thing?
I'm just saying, like, from a smoothness standpoint, hell yeah. Like those, I think DreamWorks makes really good looking stuff, but
yeah,
I don't think that this is what I'd want to spend my time playing, but it looks good and it plays good. Like, it's just not for me, like from the demo at least. Like, but I don't like Kingdom Hearts. So
there is something that looks, not only respectable, but pretty cool about this game.
Yeah.
Like you said, I don't think it's quite for me either, but I don't, for games that evoke Souls, at least partially evoke Souls, this one has a distinctly different style. That it's more cartoony.
It's big old platformer.
Friendlier, definitely a lot more platformy and puzzly, and the movement tech goes into those things as well. But also certainly just a faster pace Souls kind of game. So I can understand where the Kingdom Hearts comparison comes in when it comes to that style of combat. I can see that.
I think it'd be a great Switch game if people are so inclined. Like, I think if you are itching for something like this, it'd be a fun little handheld for sure.
Yeah, possibly. Also on the 13th, Hell Let Loose Vietnam is coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Bobby, maybe you can help me. I don't understand. So I've watched some Vietnam movies, and I feel like those movies are hit and miss. But generally the idea here is that if you're watching a movie, it's not like a tacit endorsement of the war. In fact, most of them are talking about how the war was bad. I know video games can also try to show that, hey, war is hell and it was a big mistake and whatever, but that is not what we are seeing in this trailer. We are seeing cool guy America, rah
John fucking
soldiers.
Rambo.
Yeah, we are seeing them blow up Viet Cong and all those sorts of shit. I'm like, what? Did you guys learn nothing?
It's hard for me to even comment on this because I am so far from like anybody who should have. I have so little interest in this. I have no opinion. Besides, I think it's ridiculous. Like, I know people like Hell Let Loose. I think that this is another one of those, right? This is like a sequel. So I think that this is just people who are like because I believe this is like a pretty fucking rough game, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe there's something about like the complexity of what Vietnam was from like a foot war. I don't fucking know. I don't think it's something that we should be celebrating, but if we are,
I agree. But maybe it is. Maybe it is a takedown of the Vietnam War in video game form. But that is not what you're getting from this trailer. This trailer is, look at all this shit blowing up. Isn't this cool? And I just like, what are we fucking doing? It makes more sense when I see World War II games, right? Like that's a war where the Americans are, the good guys, even if it's still America. So what can you do? But it's I don't understand. I really
it's
there's
I don't even know what to think about it.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to something slightly less abhorrent, and that is on the 25th, Aliens Fireteam Elite
War
2
never changes.
To PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. You played
I played the first. The first one was like one of the earlier Game Pass entries, and so I thought it was fine. It felt like Horde mode, which was cool, but I was at the time like, I really like Deep Rock Galactic. I'm just going to go play that for one of these. I think it had a rough entry point mechanically or technically. I'm sorry. Technically it had a rough entry point. Just didn't run great for a lot of folks, but I think they fixed it because I believe this is a very, very well reviewed game in 2026. And clearly they have another one coming out here. So
sure. There was another Aliens game. Was that like more like a turn-based tactics one?
Yeah, that one was really well. It's kind of like everything moves when you're moving in a way.
Sure.
Elite something. Where is Steam at? I have
Fireteam Elite. That's what this game is.
Yeah. What is this one called? Aliens Dark Descent is the one that I played. Okay. That came out in 2023. I thought that was really cool too. That's isometric, the one that you're thinking of.
Yeah.
It was cool.
All right. On the 25th, Bobby, Blood Dungeon comes out. Best name of the month, maybe of the year.
Blood Dungeon. Yeah.
Blood Dungeon comes to PC, Mac, Switch 2, PS5, and Xbox Series X. I looked at this and thought, like, this looks like some kind of crap that I don't really care about. And then I saw that it was made by the Nidhogg devs, and I went, oh, well,
they make a cool thing.
Yeah, they've made cool shit before, and Nidhogg is not necessarily a looker, but I like the way Nidhogg looks, and the more I looked at this, the more I went, okay, I see how this is from the Nidhogg people, and maybe there's something kind of cool here. I mean, we were mentioning Balatro style games before, and this one is absolutely going for that Vampire Survivors Balatro kind of thing. But now just as a 2D side-scrolling shooter, which I guess I would call that Risk of Rain at that point, right?
Sure.
But this one is certainly going for something more manic and crazy. And,
it seems very intense.
Yes, it seems like a game that is built to try to give you a seizure.
Yeah.
Complimentary.
100%.
Complimentary?
Yeah.
maybe complimentary. It seems wild, and maybe that could be good. I know it'll play well because the Nidhogg devs are good at making well-playing video games.
It'll feel good.
That feel tight. So maybe something worth trying. But at least my first impression was this looks like something I definitely don't want to play. But it kind of grew on me the longer I watched.
Sure.
On the 27th, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2 comes to PC, Switch 2, PS5, and Xbox Series X. So these are two games. You can buy them separately, but you can also buy them as a package of one here in just the full collection. One of those games is Metal Gear Solid 4, the Guns of the Patriots, which previous to this was locked to PlayStation 3, had never gotten a port to anything. The cell processor was so difficult, so we could never bring that over. So cool that this is now seeing new life, and people feel different ways about Metal Gear Solid 4, but it is the end to Solid Snake's story, so it's an important video game. It's many movies long, and I've watched all the cutscenes, so I know what happens. I don't remember what happens, but I at least knew what happens at one point. But there is a part of me that goes, maybe I should actually try to play that game and see what it's like. This is kind of the big transition between the Metal Gear Solid games that I have played that I went, I don't like the way this feels at all, to then the Metal Gear Solid games that I've played and went, ooh, I love the way this feels, when I'm talking about like Metal Gear Solid V or the other game in this collection, which is Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, which, Bobby, I know I've told you this before, but this is one of my favorite games of all time. Peace Walker is so incredibly fun to me. These short bite-sized missions originally came out on the PSP, but I remember getting a digital copy of this and playing it through on my Vita. I remember the HD version coming out on Xbox 360, and I played through that full game again, and I cannot wait to play through this game yet another time.
It's not being remastered, right? It's just ported.
I think this is a port of the HD version, maybe upscaled a little bit more, but yeah, there's no remake here. It is just the same game. Peace Walker's a fantastic video game. It's got a lot of co-op stuff in it as well. I believe you can do basically every mission co-op. So if you are so inclined, Peace Walker is a game I would love to play with you.
If you are getting it and playing it, I will pick it up and play it with you.
Okay, I'm 100% getting it.
Okay,
I think I'm probably going to end up getting both of these games in the collection, but I would advise you, if you don't care about 4, then I would just grab Peace Walker.
Okay, I will do that.
But also, here on the collection, sorry, I just saw on the other thing, it's going to include Metal Gear Ghost Babel if you buy the collection, which was a Game Boy Color game, which I don't remember liking very much at all. But that is cool that there is a little extra thrown in there for you. So three video games.
Hell yeah.
We're almost done, Bobby. On the 27th, Resonance, A Plague Tale Legacy comes to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. I don't know what number of these games there are.
This is the third one.
Is it only the third one?
It's only that. Well, and this one was just announced So this was announced at Summer Games Fest, and then 2 weeks later, this was one of the studios that was impacted from Microsoft. So I have not played the other two. I know people really like the other two. This one seems to really lean more into the combat elements, and this feels, just based on what I've seen, because I think that these games look really neat, and I think the premise is cool. What I've seen of this one, it seems like a pretty bold direction that they were taking it.
Because those first two games are much more like puzzly adventure games, and you play. I know the first game was like you play as two kids. It was like maybe brother and sister, and so there's a lot of rats going on in that game. Like that's the plague that's happening. So it was very gross. I definitely didn't want to play because of the grossness, but also that is just not really my genre of game. But yeah, you're right. Like looking at this trailer, this is definitely going for, what if we put Assassin's Creed combat into this video game? So
I like Assassin's Creed games. I've been interested in these. Like it might be weird jumping in at this one, but it feels so different. It's kind of like, I only played The Witcher 3. I didn't play the first two Witcher games because of similar reasons. So we'll see. Sure. But there might be other stuff I'm busy with also.
Yeah, it's true. Because also on that day, the final game we're talking about today is Star Wars Zero Company, which is coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X. Bobby, you know my feelings on Star Wars.
You hate it.
I don't hate it. I love it so much that I put it on a real pedestal, and things have to achieve highly for me to like Star Wars things. There's some expectations that go along with Star Wars. If this game is bad, I will be so obnoxiously pissed.
100%.
Now, I don't think this game is going to be bad because it's made by Respawn. I like the graphics a lot. It's a turn-based strategy game. I'm into that kind of stuff. It's like an XCOM style game. I really like the mix of classes that they're letting you play as. Like, yes, there are Jedis in here, but there's also droids and not just astromech droids and actual assault droids and scoundrel type characters. And I think there's a lot here that gets me excited, seeing the way that you can tinker with weapons and add on scopes and silencers and things like that. It seems like a game that is really going to let you play it the way you want to play it. And I need this to be good.
I know.
I need this to be good.
I've told you I've had an itch for an XCOM like for a while now. And this one, I mean, it checks so many boxes of things I like. I need it to be as I cannot wait. I own it. I got this with I got some gift cards for my birthday. I went ahead and grabbed this. It is ordered and purchased. I am very excited and very hopeful for it, but I cannot wait, man.
I don't know if it's at the end of this trailer or a different trailer that we saw, but there was like a bonus thing. What was that from? Was that from like a Game Awards maybe? But or Summer Game Fest maybe, but they showed off a trailer, and then at the end, Clone Wars Anakin Skywalker like steps off a clone ship, and I go, fuck off! I don't want that shit. Let it die. Kill it if you have to.
If it's maybe just a like, hey, it's up, I'm Anakin, like walking by, there he is. But I would imagine he will be probably in a mission.
Oh yeah, he is at the end of this trailer. Yeah. And it's like, God damn it. I don't want this. Like you can it's a big galaxy, Bobby. You don't have to have
I get it.
Fuckers and everything.
I get it. Anyway. Certainly get it.
You're right. Maybe this will be a game that is just like there's a mission that's Anakin's
he's there. You're like doing something off to the side of where he's at. You see him for a second.
He just checks in on comms or something. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, that game needs to be good. Bobby, let's go through our picks. We both have a decent amount of picks this month, similar to last month. Why don't I go first because it'll be shorter? That's Super Robot Wars Y Anniversary Expansion Pack. I have already picked up. I haven't actually touched yet. But that is a good excuse to go back to Super Robot Wars Y. We just talked about Star Wars Zero Company, which I'm very excited about. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker is part of the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2. I'm definitely picking that one up. And then we also mentioned it. Big Walk looks awesome, and I just want to be a part of that with whatever I can be. Bobby, you have a little bit more. What's on your list?
Yeah. Fields of Mistria. Definitely own that one. We talked about Star Wars Zero Company just now. I'm going to get Metal Gear beside you and check that out. A really cool dude's buying me a really cool game called Restory, so I'll absolutely be checking that one out. I think Echo Breaker looked really neat. I'm going to wait for some reviews, but if they're positive, I'll grab that one. I have Big Walk purchased. We're going to be playing that on Monday. And I have access to Beast of Reincarnation, and I've played a little bit of that. I don't know how much further I'll go with it, though, especially as I'm trying to like make way for September. So... yeah, man, cool stuff. Video games still continue to be good despite the environment they're being grown in.
Absolutely.
Well, Chase, big thank you to you for always bringing this together the way it should be. I am going to get our chat, our information. If you want to follow around with us, Chase mentioned that we played Splatoon on Monday, and I've teased our follow-up for next week. So please tune in and hang out with us as we're checking out some stuff. This week was our monthly preview. Next week will be a what you've been playing, and there'll hopefully be some updates on things that we have been playing. Some new from Bobby next week. So tune in for that. And Chase, I think you got Super Robot Wars coming out today, it sounds like, or tomorrow.
Yesterday and today.
There you go.
Where the 2 packs came out.
But you might have little time because of how busy you are in other places. Why don't you tell everybody what you're up to?
Yeah, I've got my YouTube channel, Chase K Plays, where I'm currently playing through Super Mario RPG, the remake that's on the Switch. It's a series called Super Chasey K RPG, which is not very clever, but it's what I came up with. That we're on episode 3 that came out today, so go check that out. I told Bobby on Monday, but I got my 2nd star in this playthrough. And I also played maybe the worst minigame I have ever played in my entire life. So if you want to go watch me suffer like that, you can go check out that new episode that's out right now on YouTube, Chase K Plays. I also have another podcast that I do with my good friend Pierce Porshane, good friend of our show, Pierce Porshane. It's called Pilot Program. Pilot Program is a show where Pierce and I watch the first episodes of every television show ever made. Our last episode was on Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball. That was our 50th episode. Pretty big milestone there. And to continue with this Star Wars theme, we're going to be watching the first season of Andor, the first episode of the first season of Andor, as our next episode. Again, I know Andor is on Disney Plus, and that's part of the BDS movement stuff, but you can get a DVD copy of the first season of Andor, so I would suggest people do that if they want to watch it along with us. So there's that, and then I guess I have a Magic the Gathering YouTube channel called Common Knowledge. I guess it's not a big deal to me. It's just kind of a fun little thing. But I did get an incredibly nice message from a fan who wrote that they don't get to play Pauper, which is the format where you can only play with commons, and hence Common Knowledge is a show where I only look at common Magic the Gathering cards. They said, hey, they don't get to play Pauper that much, but they get to play it vicariously by watching my videos every day. And I went, holy shit. Like, why are you doing that to yourself? Bobby doesn't even listen to me every day. And he has to. He's my friend.
I have to.
And, so that was an incredibly nice message. And that channel is growing at a rate I am kind of surprised by. So good stuff all around.
Awesome. Well, that is going to be our episode. Thank you all for tuning in and watching. We will be back